everybody, it's Lisa from Shabby Road Studio. Welcome back to my channel. Today is obviously another upcycling video, and in front of you here are 8 shirts, 8 men's shirts. I went to my stash and I picked out some fall colors, what I thought would be a great assortment that would go well together. I'm going to attempt to make a fall dress using bits and pieces from all of these shirts, and they vary in size from extra large, extra large, small, I'll use part of that, a large, another large, small. So we'll be using parts from each one of these. I think I'm going to start with this piece. And I'm going to do something similar to what we've done, but it's going to be a dress, and there's going to be some layers, or I don't know if that's the right word, kind of ruffled layers, gathered layers I should say. So this is kind of a small shirt. It says it's size small, and it's quite small. So I'm going to be cutting this right as close to the arm seam as I can. Also, it's going to be cut off, so I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cut it off. That's going to be long enough. I think I'm going to cut it off at this black line, this black stripe right here. And then after I cut the bottom piece off, then I'll come over here and cut as close to the arm as I can. So we're going to take this piece off first. That will leave us a big section on the bottom to use for one of the ruffles. Okay. All right, we got it. Now we'll save this piece because we're going to use all of it. And I only want just this part. I want to keep it straight, but I want to go as close to that edge as we can get. All right, we have a sleeve off, and now there we go. So we have our base piece for the top. We're going to be adding sleeves from another shirt to make the sleeves for this dress. And then we'll be adding, so this will be the top of the dress. Then you're going to have another strip that has the sleeves from a different shirt. Then we're going to add probably, I'm going to say, probably about 11-inch section that we're going to gather and add to this bodice piece once the sleeves are on. Going to add that around, and then we're going to add another, probably the same amount to the bottom of that all the way around. So it'll be a tier of gathered fabric from different shirts, and then the bottom will be a gathered tier of some more of the same shirts. Trying to get as many of the different shirts in as possible to give this a nice patchwork effect and a nice fall color. Okay, I've decided that we're going to take the sleeves off from this one. This is a small shirt. I don't want to take the sleeves off from one of the extra large shirts. The sleeves are already long on that one, and then you're adding it to this, so it's going to make the sleeves longer yet. So while these are shorter, they're only like a 3/4 length sleeve, I think taking a stretch here and adding it on will be, make the sleeves longer. And even if they're not the full length, they can be rolled up. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this one next and use it for the arms. Such a pretty color, this one. This big plastic ruler sure does come in handy. There we go. And then again on this side, probably gonna flip this over to see what line we're at over here. Maybe? It always cuts weird where that pleat is. And you have to come in and clip it off. Okay, so we'll use parts of this for the dress. So we'll save that. Let's see. But we only want, shoot, you know what I should have done is I should have cut this shirt off to here. My mistake. I should have done the same thing I did with this one. I should have cut this off first and then cut it, because now I've made my pieces smaller. But lesson learned, that's just the way it is. So we move on. So these two will connect here. Yeah, see how off that gets when it gets, it's pleated back there. I'm gonna have to straighten that out. Okay, but like I was saying, we don't want the length, so we're going to be clipping these off to match the length of this bodice part. But I think we're going to take just a little bit longer just to make sure we have enough. So I think we're going to go to that line right there. And then we'll put that in our pile to use. And then this side, like I said, we're going to go down a little extra just to be on the safe side. And we'll put that in our stash. Cute little piece to use. Would have been nicer if I'd have been smart enough to save the whole thing, but things happen. So now the next step will be to take these pieces over to the sewing machine and do like I have in the past. We're just going to sew these two pieces together and add these sleeves back onto this bodice. So I will do that and I'll be back. Okay, so I sewed these pieces on. I left a little bit more on this one for some reason, but so I'll have to cut this one off. This is, yeah, just have to trim them up and even them up on the bottom, so when we put our first tier or layer on, that'll all go on straight. So the arms are on, and I mean, it's not going to be a huge dress. This is kind of, yeah, not a bad size, but it's not gonna be huge. But I did want to use the smaller shirts for the top because I want the larger shirts so I can get as much fabric out of them as possible to add on to the bottom to make the dress. So I'm gonna mark this and make it even down here. And then I'll start choosing another shirt for the next, we're gonna choose like panels. So it's gonna be patchworky. And then we'll sew those together in a big circle and then gather them and sew them on here. Okay, so I did the panels from several different shirts and cut them into squares, and then I sewed them all together into a circle, and then I gathered the top of that big circle until it fit the bottom of the bodice of this dress. So now we have one layer or one tier of our dress. We have 1, 2, that's the same as over here. Then we have another color back here, nice orange to go with the fall theme here. So now the next step is to take and do the same thing. We'll have one more tier, but this one's going to be a little bit longer. This one's about 11 inches, and the other one's going to be whatever length I need to make it a dress length. So that's going to be a lot of fabric, but it's going to be a really cute pullover fall dress when we're done. So I'm going to go and measure a bunch of pieces of different shirts. Now I will use I think there's 3 or 4 shirts left. I'll use what I can from those to make the bottom ruffle, and then that should complete the dress. So I'll be back when I have that stage done. Okay, I have taken all the bottoms off from the shirts that we didn't use for the top layer, and I have sewn them together and then made the big, the big circle or loop, and then I've gathered it all and attached it to our first layer, and now the dress is complete. This was supposed to be a simple project, I'm not gonna lie. Sewing on all these gathered layers was a bit of a trick, but they're on. I went around twice to make sure everything's good and solid, and I think it turned out adorable. It's just a very gathered, flowy fall dress. The one thing I will say is the sleeves, because they were 3/4, they're still kind of 3/4 sleeves even after adding them back onto this shirt. So unless you have a really skinny arm, these aren't gonna button. I'm gonna leave them just like that. Somebody could take the buttons off if they don't want them there, but I think it's fine just to leave it open. It fit me with it open, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. But yeah, I think it turned out really cute. I put a little patch here from this shirt. It's just super cute and comfy, and a nice dress for fall. You could wear this over leggings, which would look really cute, pair of boots, whatever. So I'm going to be, don't leave yet, I'm going to be putting pictures and probably a video after this, and then I'll be sticking it in the Etsy shop. So all right, you guys, simple, quick, easy fall dress out of, I think we used 7 shirts. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.